What's really happening with this next crypto bull market? When will it actually hit? And what matters the most in terms of the impact that it's having right now on the current crypto landscape? So, we're going to talk about US crackdowns, of course, and many people believe that that is delaying the inevitable, which is the next crypto bull run. But I think it's more than that. I think it has to do a lot with the macro as well, in addition to the recent news that came down against Binance, and then just all of the other FUD that has happened with the US market going after crypto exchanges, going after basically anybody and everybody they've could here in the last couple of years. But the recent Department of Justice crackdown on Binance and its former CEO, CZ, has definitely, had an impact on crypto, but thus far has not had a big impact on the prices of crypto. They made it out to be this terrible, terrible thing in the news, but in reality, the prices have not really budged. And of course, overall, crypto, the narrative around it, it's used for money laundering and abuse and used by criminals and all of this, right? As if cash isn't, which is just absolutely asinine, by the way. But even with crypto being labeled as only being used for nefarious activities, this isn't causing investors to dump crypto right now. Guys, Bitcoin is up 130% in 2023, year over year. Will there be some pullbacks? There may be, but I don't think it's because of what's going on with the US and their lack of regulation. I don't think that's it at all. Actually, I think it's something much, much bigger than that and more macro than that. We'll talk about that here in a second. But again, Binance volume has declined. Could this actually delay the crypto bull run? Could the United States continue to go after various exchanges and delay the inevitable, the next crypto bull run? I certainly think there's an impact there that they're having. These type of violations are definitely not good, right? But they're also not going to end the cryptocurrency world. I mean, crypto's global, right? And it really hasn't shaken investors. I mean, over these last few years, we have dealt with a ton last couple of years. And here we are. Bitcoin still above, 36,000, 37,000. And as you guys know, where I stand on this was the United States getting control, getting more control ahead of this next crypto bull run. So this actually has given me more confidence because of what happened with Binance and basically the SEC going after them and BlackRock basically going after them. This has given me more confidence that the next bull run is happening. Despite the SEC overreach, it may discourage some of us. Listen, I don't think this is really the big story here. So what is? What is the big story here? What actually is delaying this next crypto bull run? Why is the market still suffering? And why has this been the longest bear market ever? It has to do with the Federal Reserve. It has to do with the money printing that we've been doing for years, and it's catching up to us at a time where we're going through a lot of technological changes in our world, including the finance industry, including blockchain. You've got AI happening. You've got the entire job market just being flipped upside down, right? And so it's more about the macro right now, in my opinion, as to why this bull run has been delayed and why it will continue to be delayed, in my opinion, until we have inflation under control. It depends on what kind of metrics you look at to say, okay, inflation is coming down or what have you. It has certainly come down a little bit, but there are a lot of historical charts that this could be kind of the first leg of inflation, that we could have another rise in inflation. We're really going to watch December and into the early parts of next year to really get a good indication. Right now, I'm not making any drastic moves because everything is going to hinge on the macro here, including stocks, crypto, real estate, basically everything, okay? So, yes, the US and their lack of crypto regulation, certainly not helping our cause, but it's really not the big story here. It really isn't. Because crypto investors have overcome this. We've overcome a lot in the last 2 years. But really, where we're suffering the most is the lack of people that have money to invest. The retail investor right now does not have a lot of extra money in their pocket to invest in cryptocurrency. That's the biggest issue. The biggest issue is when you go to the grocery store and things are 10 times more expensive than they were 2 years ago. The biggest issue is when you're paying more for literally every single basic necessity there is. That is the biggest issue. So the big question here is, will inflation get worse, or are we on our way to the Federal Reserve's goal? Will we have that soft landing? It's hard to tell. It really is hard to tell. But here's what I do know. With all of the turmoil and chaos going on, Bitcoin remains to be a safe haven. And really, the crypto asset class as a whole continues to be a safe haven class. You look at gold and silver, and they've performed pretty well this year. This has always been the case. When people looked for a hedge against inflation, Bitcoin is new, but it's the best investment in the last 12 years, and it's growing popularity as that hedge. And you're seeing it happen in real time. Look what happened when the banks failed earlier this year. People got into Bitcoin. So as times get rough, I do think this could be good for our industry. And then I think it all comes down to, getting the ETF through, having some type of clarity in the US. That's when that becomes important. They're kicking the can down the road, but they're going to make a play here. They're going to make a play to be the top dog. That's what's happening right now. They're moving their chips in their right positions in order for the BlackRocks of the world, the big institutions, to be right at the forefront of this next crypto bull run, which I think is going to be the biggest one ever. Let me know what you guys think about all this down below. Appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.